Yeah, this is just bear.
Yeah.
And he was explaining that bear meat is typically sweeter.
It is.
So I had sausage made. The sausage is way better than this, in my opinion. I haven't tried the burger yet.
Yeah, but this doesn't even taste gamey or anything. Like it just
No.
tastes like salami.
But like a sweeter salami,
Mhm.
and then it has a jalapeno kick.
Yeah, I feel like if it had the cheese, it would have just had another better layer.
I don't know if you can
Or
get
a
better
few
than
more jalapenos.
elk salami though. That's still my favorite.
Oh yeah.
This is.
It's good though.
If you had never told me this, there, I never would have guessed.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome back to the Vitals podcast. We have Britt Crane from Hunt Wars, cameraman mediocre, and
cameraman mediocre. Mediocre?
Yeah, it's not
French for mediocre.
It's not extraordinaire. Just
close,
joking.
He's close to how some people pronounce coyote, according to Tyler.
That's right. So
I guess I would say I'm kind of mid when it comes to the quality of our camera guys. So makes sense.
I'd say you're 80th percentile.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's a B, right? B minus.
It's passing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. Well, we have Britt as our guest, not as a host. We're talking about Britt's bear hunt, his ability or lack thereof to hunt turkeys,
Oh boy.
and just what he's been up to this spring.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, hopefully that's in the frame. Is it in the frame?
No, it's not.
Okay,
in frame.
we'll
I
bring it
figured
in
we'd
a frame in a minute.
Frame, yeah. So
Yeah, but we're back in the Hunt Wars Studio A. And Britt, where'd you go bear hunting at?
went into Montana, man. Absolutely beautiful over there.
How did you get this started? Like, what was the backstory of getting to Montana? And who did you go with?
I hopped in my
Just
car.
yourself?
Yeah.
No. So in season 4, our archery elk hunt in New Mexico, there were 2 brothers, the Calderon brothers, Matt and Mark. They're freaking studs, dude. They're number one. They're some of the best people you'll ever meet in your life. They're just great people. Super good, solid, very Christian dudes. Just I can't say enough good things about them. And Mark is probably one of the best elk hunters I'll ever meet in my entire life. Definitely one of the best elk callers.
Yeah.
And man, that guy, he knows how to get it done. He should be sitting here right now telling the whole story versus me about the bear hunt and everything. He was like the integral part to all the success we had.
Was he your guide, basically?
I mean, yes. He's not a guide, but
Should we just
But
scratch
he
this?
took you.
Just scratch this and call him?
yeah. Let's just, can we phone in?
Phone a
A
friend.
guest, phone a friend. First and foremost, like that's exactly what he is, like friend. Honestly, at this point, I consider them both like family, like they're brothers. And that's one of the coolest parts about doing Hunt Wars is you get to make just awesome relationships with just cool people from all over, like you guys. I never would have met you guys either otherwise, but,
And you regret it.
nah, some days. No, but yeah, they were just such awesome dudes. And they wanted me to come hunt elk up in Montana. And I was like, man, it's a busy time of year.
Yeah,
like I'm filming and
stuff going on.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And if I'm being honest, I've never really had the desire to hunt bear or mountain lion.
I thought you were going to say elk for a minute,
I
and
did
I was
too.
going to be like,
no.
I am so disappointed.
we will just hang up.
Yeah.
Podcast
Yeah.
over.
That was about to be fighting words.
Oh no. No, I just the whole predator side of things, I've never I mean and it's just out of ignorance. Like I just didn't know enough about it to really be intrigued by it,
Yeah.
And I like most hunters, I just loved archery, and hunting just was an added level of, I don't know, the piece of outdoors that I already enjoyed anyway.
Yeah.
And for those hikers out there, if you enjoy hiking and you want to continue to enjoy hiking, don't get into hunting because it'll ruin hiking for you, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got into hunting, killing deer and elk because the meat. And then kind of the more you do that, like I didn't really like or ever foresee like trophy hunting being a thing in my future. I just was like, I'm a meat hunter, and almost had like that. I identified as a meat hunter, kind of like, I don't do it for the trophy, right? But yeah, the more you learn about hunting, the more you do it. I don't know. You just kind of gravitate towards the trophy hunting aspect of things, right? Like, and yeah, I've learned a lot more about it, and I've kind of, you just looking at conservation, other things like that. Going after big mature animals is the goal, and it's better for the herds. And yeah, but again, I mostly got into hunting for meat, and so at the time, I didn't know you could even eat mountain lion or bear, and then I heard that it's not good to eat those things because you can get trichinosis from predators.
Yeah.
And get really sick. So I was like, oh. And it wasn't until I think I was listening to a Donnie Vincent podcast where he was talking about all the different bears. Like there's berry bears, fish bears. They all taste different. I was like, this guy's eating this stuff? And I don't know, that for whatever reason, that did kind of flip a little bit of a switch for me. I was like, oh, well, I still don't have that desire to go hunt bear that much, but I would maybe, if I know I can eat it, I'll go hunt it. And just with, meeting all the different guys that have been on our show, a lot of them in Oregon and Montana and Wyoming, they all would bear hunt, and they would just talk about how awesome it was, and they love bear meat and canned bear meat and what they do with the bear fat and all that stuff. And just kind of started to, I don't know, kind of the desire to actually go on a bear hunt someday was kind of getting there.
Started to tickle your fancy a little bit?
Yeah. Well, and the other side of it was that, I and again, I want to say this where I'm not judging anybody, right? But baiting in animals doesn't really excite me either, and most of the bear hunting I had seen was guys in tree stands sitting over a barrel of bait. And I was like, it's like sitting water. Sitting water is fun sometimes, but in most cases, I'd rather be out moving around and in pursuit, and then, in most states you can't bait. Oh, I guess I shouldn't say most, but in a lot of states you can't bait bears. It's all spot and stock. And so that opened up another level of, hey, that's a little bit more up my alley, And I actually had the opportunity, and we can probably talk about this a little later, but before I went on my bear hunt, I actually got to go film hound hunting for bears or mountain lions. It was either at the time. And that was something I never thought about, and just a whole new world. And that was actually really, really cool. I have a ton more respect for that as well.
Yeah.
So, but the Calderon brothers, they were just inviting me up to go hunt elk. And I was like, man, that's such a busy time of year. And they're like, well, just come hunt bear. And I was like, maybe, And then I started, like, again, talking with more people from Oregon. And I think it was Team Carnivore. They were like, they're obsessed with bear hunting. Every time we were out on this elk hunt, they were just talking about bears. Like, hey guys, it's elk hunting time. Like, and they're just like, dude, you have to do it. And I was like, well, I know Mark did invite me to go. And so I told Mark, I was like, hey man, I think I'll come hunt bears with you. I'm like keying into that a little bit more. And he's like, dude, yeah, let's do it. And Mark and Matt are like, they are the most upbeat, animated, like just pump you up dudes you'll ever meet in your life. And they're the ones that taught me the importance of positivity when you're out hunting. And there's a lot of highs and a lot of lows out hunting. And man, if you have a just positive attitude the entire time, even if you walk away without tagging out, you're going to look back and you're not going to regret a single. If you're just saying positive the whole time, you're having a good time. Like you're going to look back with fondness at everything that happens on that hunt, even if it doesn't finish with a tag being punched,
Yeah, even if it sucks too.
Yeah. And yeah, honestly, some of the hunts that are the hardest that suck, like those are the most memorable and
Yeah.
enjoyable to look back at, and kind of like what Matt Warner was talking about, right? Like I like his I'm gonna misquote him, but he was talking about how there's fun things, and then there's like things that make you have joy,
Mhm.
and like enduring happiness, right? And typically those things are not the fun in the moment things.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I kind of put it out there that I'd be interested in going on a bear hunt, and they were on it immediately. Like, dude, let's do this. Let's go. They like tracked down how much the tag was going to cost for me, and they hunt bears every year, so they're like, we already know spots to go to, like, and I ended up not being able to go. Well, if you want to do something, I'm kind of that guy. Like, if you really want to do something, you'll make it happen. I was still a little bit, I was like, hey, I think I want to do this. I was still a little bit hesitant. And then to pony up the money and the time to go do it, I was like, oh man, I don't know. And there's always something to keep you from.
Yeah, you can always find an excuse.
Yeah. And I ended up getting pretty close, and had Will agreed to go with me, I would have done it. I was like, okay, let's go. But Will, I don't know. I don't know if he didn't want to go or just couldn't make it happen, I guess, but didn't end up going. I felt really bad, and I was like, I promise you guys, I will go next year.
So that was 2020, spring of 25 that you and Will were thinking about it then.
Yeah. So yep.
Okay. So
and I got the clear from my wife. I was like, okay, like, I'm promising these guys I'm gonna go, and I'm a man of my word. So, yeah, went this year, and it was awesome. It was so cool. And not because of me or anything I did, but mostly because of those two. Like, they're just so awesome to be around those guys. They're hilarious. And yeah, they just made the whole thing incredible. So
they were season 4, you said?
yeah, season 4.
So you met them in 23.
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so.
Hummed and hawed about bear hunting, wasn't convinced, but by the spring of 25, you were kind of in.
Yeah.
And then spring of 26, you were in. You drove to Montana. You paid for the tag. They took you to their secret spot. You dropped a bunch of pins to go back later. You dirty freaking. But
yeah, I will say this too. I mean, again, like, Mark was a key piece of this whole puzzle, right? Like, because I've talked to a bunch of guys since then, and they've been out for hunting 10 days, and they've seen 3 bears.
yeah.
Yeah, this was a tough, like, 25 would have been way better for you than 26.
Just sure for everybody across the West was like, I can't find bears.
Spring came too early. There was no snow.
Mhm.
This year,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
a lot of people couldn't find them.
and that's what I'm saying is, like, man, Mark put in the time, and that's just who he is. Like, I mean, I won't share all his stories, but because we'll definitely get him on the podcast. But he is dedicated beyond all belief. The man he's insane in the best way. And I remember probably, I mean, it was just a matter of days before I headed up there. He went out one evening, and I think he spotted 7 bears in 1 hour.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna be a cakewalk.
He spotted 7 bears in 1 hour.
7 bears.
And that was before you got there.
It was like 5 or 7.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like days before I was headed up there.
Okay.
So
What he neglected to say was it was 2 sows and 5 cubs.
I mean, again, he sent me a video of one of them, and I think we're pretty sure that he found a decent boar. But the problem was, to get to where that one was, we would have to hike a ways, and then we'd have to cross a river.
Mhm.
And he had access to a raft, but I had literally just got back from an odd hunt where we sank a boat in the river. I was
You
like,
didn't want to try number 2?
no,
Well, what's
I
the old
would've,
adage? But if the horse bucks you off, get back on again.
yeah, I know.
So come on.
I know. It was just a long-standing joke. They were just like, well, we can't do that though because Britt's afraid to cross the river. It's like, I'll do it. If we're in a raft, I'm all for it. So
Okay. So first bear hunt that you go on, and you've never bear hunted before.
no.
What are some key things that you learned about bear hunting?
Well,
now that you went and experienced it.
I want to say this real quick. Yeah, never bear hunted before. I have never seen a bear in the wild before. This
Oh,
hunt.
really? That's the first time.
I mean, I guess outside of a national park, right?
Yeah,
or like a
like
zoo.
doesn't count.
Yeah,
The zoo definitely
doesn't
count.
Yeah, the zoo doesn't count.
Yeah, I guess I did see a bear run across the road when I was going to a total archery challenge event in Colorado one time, but I saw it for like 10 seconds.
So you lied to us.
I guess I did lie. So now that I think about it, I did see a bear, but I guess I would say like I've seen prior to that I'd only seen a bear in a zoo, and then I've seen 2 bears from a car. So a bear's right on the side of the road. So out in the wild, I've never seen a bear.
Okay.
And I do high country mule deer hunting, and I know there's bears in Utah, but I've just like mountain lions, I've never seen a mountain lion in the wild until this past year when we were on our float trip.
Really?
Yeah. So.
And they should watch the float trip because some of those kitties die.
Yeah. We had 2 young, like everything we do is unguided, right? But going down a river,
You have to have people that know
for
what
our
you're
show.
doing.
Yeah, we needed guys that knew how to navigate a river.
Yeah.
So they weren't helping you with the animals, but they were steering the boat.
Yeah, like
unsuccessfully.
That's another podcast altogether. But no, they've been doing excellent up until one little teeny stretch, and then it was like probably not the best idea to be in a drift boat. Had we been in a raft, we would have been fine. Because we watched, I think we probably saw like 7 or 8 rafts like go right past where we sunk our boat.
While you were standing in the water?
No.
They didn't come help you?
I was going to say, dude,
that would have been excellent, actually. We would just been like, hey, come over this way. Like, just jump. I was like, man, that would be a good idea. We should have just waited, but that water was so cold, man.
Yeah.
It was a matter of time before things were getting real scary. So.
But you've never seen a bear in the wild. So that was your first time ever seeing bears outside of a national park, a zoo, or just bolting across the road.
Yeah.
First time actually observing them, I should say.
Observing, for sure.
Yeah.
And it was so cool to do that. It was awesome. Sorry, and I kind of jumped over your question. What was your question again, though?
I said, what since you've never been bear hunting, what are some of the things that you learned about bear hunting while you were out there? First time bear hunter, what are some of the lessons you learned? Because there's a lot of people that will probably listen to this that have thought about bear hunting or want to go.
Yeah. And if I'm being honest, I mean, I feel like.
Didn't learn anything?
I mean, everything I know about bear hunting, I pretty much learned on that hunt. I mean, it's learned a little bit about bears and their behavior. And thankfully, I'd been on that hound hunt right before, too. So I got a little bit of insights on bears a little bit more. But, I mean, glass, that's the number one thing. And time behind the glass. Like, that's what Mark did. Like, that's how we were able to be so successful, is that he would just drive out and just sit and glass. And that's what made my hunt.
On the hunt or prior to the hunt?
He was doing that prior to the hunt.
Okay.
For sure. But yeah, he, and we ended up where I killed my bear. We actually had never been there before.
He had neither. Okay.
No. He's just that guy, man. He gets on Onyx. Yeah, his Onyx is just loaded with pins just all over. He's just like, oh, every time we talk to him, he's like, look over here. Doesn't this look so sick? He's like, this is going to be incredible right there. You're telling me there's not going to be a boar right there? He's like, I guarantee there's a boar right here. He's so cool, man. And he's just so amped all the time. And yeah, the man, like, he's really good at that. Like, he'll do deep dives into Onyx and like little areas and find little pockets. And he's typically right. I mean, and if he's not, he's just like, oh, well, then he's just not here right now, but he's here. There's something here. Like, we'll come back later and try again.
Yeah.
Just positive and persistent, man. And yeah, but the big thing was just spending the time on the glass. And that man glasses all the time. Like, the second we're stopped to take a breather or something, and most of us will just talk or get a snack or anything like that. Like, he'll still do that, but he's doing it with the glass up, looking somewhere. His eyes are always on the mountain, always looking and always prepared for something to just pop out at the right moment. And that is kind of the key. There were good places to actually look in glass. And the longer that I was out doing it, the more I was like, okay, hey, like, I'm starting to notice a little bit of a pattern. Like, I need to look in these types of areas, right?
Yeah.
Like, And we would say like, oh, that looks really berry,
Like blackberry, like blueberry.
Yeah, blackberry.
Just kidding.
Thankfully, there were no blackberry. Dude, blackberries were a nightmare on the hound hunt. Oh, thorns all. The blackberry bushes are bad news. But yeah, we sat in a spot and in a place where he had seen multiple bears. They found this awesome glassing point and this little glassing knob. We set up camp, and we glassed there when we first got there, and we spotted a bunch of bears over the high, like mountainside away on the other side. We had to deal with a little bit of private property over there, so we were more focused on this other area where he had seen a ton of bears. And for whatever reason, that whole evening we didn't see anything, and we'd been glassing for a couple hours at that point. And then all of a sudden, in this little teeny pocket clear up on the hillside where the snow was, like where the snow was kind of fading, saw one of the coolest black bears I've ever seen. She was like definitely full chocolate with like, she had like blonde highlights. She was so cool. She was one of the prettiest
She had
bears.
frosted tips.
Yeah, frosted tips, dude. Yeah, for sure. She was gorgeous. Like,
Yeah.
I was so stoked because I was, that's kind of one of the other cool things about black bears. Like, there's all different kinds of color
Yeah,
fades and
that's
stuff
true.
like that. I was like, oh man.
So it had cubs though, because you're
Yeah,
calling
but
it
we
she.
watched her for probably, I was getting my gear ready. She was huge. By far the biggest bear we saw the whole trip.
How far away?
It was a ways. Like she was, I would say she was probably like 2.5 miles away.
Okay.
So it would have been a hike, but I was like, for that bear, I'll run. Like, let's go. And it's a rifle hunt too. Like,
Yeah.
just so everyone's aware. But we were just kind of watching, and it was pretty far. And then I noticed like this little teeny black dot moving around near her feet. I was like, oh no. And it was like, she had 2 tiny cubs.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's another thing. I don't want to skip ahead, but there are laws and rules about you can't shoot a sow that has cubs. In some states, you can't shoot a sow if she has a cub. Doesn't matter how old it is. I actually saw a video where there were 3 cubs with a sow, and those cubs were just as big as the mom. Like they were 3 years old plus. Like crazy to see them together still. In Montana, I'm pretty sure if you can establish, like if you can tell that cub is not being like it's not being milk fed, like if it's over a year old, you can shoot a sow that has a cub. I'm pretty sure. My goal was a boar. I didn't want to. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I know it was my first bear hunt, my first bear, but I had that sound. I was like, I want to kill a boar. Like, it's boar or bust for me.
Yeah.
So I was pretty heartbroken about that because that was that was probably one of the prettiest bears I'll ever see. And I had seen 2 chocolates prior to her and a blondie. We just couldn't pick them back up. They kind of went into some thick stuff, and it would have been a very interesting steep hike to get back onto them. And we really wanted to get to this other glassing spot where he'd seen a ton more bears. So
And this is day 1 still, or where are we at?
That day 1 we just kind of went out and scouted. And yeah, I did skip. So day 1, I actually took a shot at
Oh, geez, you skipped something.
Yeah, I did. Sorry. Yeah. There's frustrating parts about this hunt, and that's mostly because I was super busy and I didn't really have a whole lot of time to shoot my gun. And I kind of pride myself on, I'm an archery hunter first, right? And I won't go out in the field and hunt unless I'm dialed on my setup and I've been shooting regularly and I feel confident. I have respect for the animal, right? And I like what Alan Bolin said about how it's like, I also have out of respect for myself and the time and effort that I'm going to put out there. Like, I like that. So, but Yeah, and that was kind of I promised I'm going, so I'm going. And I didn't really put in the time, and go shoot my guns. And it's just on me. But there's just so much stuff to do. And Mark is just that positive guy. He's like, dude, don't worry about it. We've got an awesome range up here. We'll take you. We'll get you dialed in, sighted up, and comfortable before we ever step foot out there. And I was like, okay. And again, you can also chalk it up to, with archery, I feel like you need to put in a lot more time. There's a lot more things that can go wrong. Naively, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And I was like, rifle. I was like, oh, dude, it's rifle hunting's. Yeah, if we see something.
It's what it is.
I've killed things with my rifle before, and I had to put in, a tenth of the effort is what I have to do with a bow, right? And so those are the kind of the things that I told myself, and went to the shooting range, and it was kind of a disaster.
It was a humbling moment.
It was, yeah. I was like, oh my heck.
Did you get the gun sighted in?
So he had his son's gun, and he had a really nice new scope on it, and he was like, just loved the scope, and I didn't love it. I don't know, the gun was kind of smaller, and I just couldn't get comfortable with it.
Okay.
And the sight picture was first of all, I was zoomed all the way, punched in as far as it would go, and that made it
your eye relief was really small.
Yeah, if it wasn't perfect, the thing would start to darken, and
yeah,
I just wasn't. And I actually did some research afterwards, and I was like, why? I'm anyway. So I learned a lot there, and I wish I would have Googled and done that research prior, because I could have fixed things pretty easily.
Yeah.
But I took my 25-06, which is my favorite gun, and then I had a new Howa 300 Winchester short. I don't know.
Win mag?
Is a Win mag, not a short.
Wasn't a Wisdom?
It's 300 Win mag.
Okay.
And I never shot that before. And I had these old bullets that my dad and I think my uncle kind of put together to give to me. And anyway, I put my suppressor on there and shot that thing, and the bullet, the casing, the casing got jammed in the gun, and we didn't have anything to
ram it
to get it out
out.
of there. I was like, okay, well, I guess we're jumping over to my 25-06. And the problem there is I didn't have enough ammo for that one. I had all the ammo for my 300, but I just thought I'd bring my 25 just because I love that gun. And that was my main gun. And I only had 9 shots, and we shot 5 shots, and we still couldn't get a beat on where I was hitting. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm so frustrated.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
And I don't know. Honestly, I think I was just kind of defeated with the whole situation, and ended up shooting his son's gun, and I got a decent shot. I got one decent shot, and he's like, good enough. That'll kill a bear. Let's go. And I was like, oh, man.
Do you remember what kind of gun it was?
It was
what caliber?
I'm trying to think. I think it was just I think it might be a 7. I think it might be a 7 PRC.
PRC or a Rem mag or something?
I'd have to, I don't know. That's the thing. I didn't know the gun. I wasn't comfortable with the gun.
But is that the one that you ended up taking the bear with?
Yeah.
Was the son's gun? Okay.
Yeah. But
so then what happened after the range?
I think this is kind of important. I kind of wanted to touch on this, and maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just a mentally weak person. I don't know. But it was a definite, I just didn't feel comfortable with the gun. And then it just kept bouncing around in my head. I was like, dude, you only made one good shot. And what if I pulled and that's why it was a good shot? It's just playing a little bit of a mental game with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we hiked straight up this hill, and we did a ton of hiking. We did way more hiking than I thought we would. I thought we would spend more of our time glassing. We actually did a lot of hiking. And it's so funny because we were hiking up this steep spot, and Mark saw a bear track, and we only saw the one. And he was like, amped. He's like, dude, that thing is right here. That's not that old. We're going to find this bear in 15 minutes. He's in here. Like the guy just has like it is going to happen. Like keep your heads up. He's here. Like it's game on. He just knows how to amp you up. And I kid you not, like we hiked up the hill probably another, I don't know, 300 or 400 yards. And he kind of peeked over the edge. And I was probably only like 30, 40 yards from him, like just walking towards him, like out of breath. It was a steep hike. He puts up his glass, looks up, looks down. He's like, there's a bear. And I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, I was like, dude, yeah, I'm not going to fall for that. Like, whatever. But the funny thing is though, like when we were coming up over there, I was like, dude, that place does look pretty berry. Like that looks like it would hold a bear. And he's like, dude, I'm not kidding. And sure enough, walked over there and there was just this soul. I think it was a boar. And I was like, oh man. And he's like, it's not a big boar by any means. He's like, it is really hard to tell. And I will say that, like, I know some pretty experienced bear guys, and it is really hard to tell. Like there are certain little things you can kind of pick up on.
You're talking about on size or on if it's a boar or not?
Well, yeah. Yeah. To decide if it's a boar or not, like, heck, I don't even know if I could tell you. But it's hard to tell if they're big, mature.
Yeah.
Like that's tough. I mean, they're definitely like there's signs, but you probably need to be a lot more experienced than me, you know? But, you know, Mark, like that guy, he knows a lot, and he could tell. He's like, he's like, I'm pretty sure it's a little bit younger. He's like, it might be a decent sized bear. The other thing is at that time of year when they're, you know, early spring, when they're coming out, like they're a lot skinnier at that time. It's a little bit harder to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, in my opinion, like it takes them a while to put a lot of their fat back on and pack on the weight, right? So
yeah,
a lot of big bears that you shoot in the spring, they may not weigh what like a fall bear is, but you can still get a big bear. It just doesn't weigh as much. So, but anyway, yeah, we saw this bear, and it was a little bit of a nightmare getting set up and stable. And
you're shooting downhill on this one?
Yeah, shooting downhill and kind of a cliffy area.
Tripod, bipod, pack,
stump.
Okay,
literally setting up on a stump. And you know, sitting down in snow, like we were kind of up high enough where it was kind of that
in the snow line. Yeah,
we were kind of following the snow line, and I was just getting frustrated. It's like, man, and the sun was horrible. Like it was like we had to wait because I was like, dude, I can't see through the scope.
Jeez.
And I'd already had that teeny tiny sight like that.
Yeah, your eye relief.
Yeah, the relief. I was like, oh man. And anyway, we finally kind of got ready and set up, and it was about as good as it was going to get. And I don't know, I took a shot, and it was right in front of him. Like it just
get a haircut.
Yeah, it almost gave him a haircut. Like it was pretty close actually. So probably did. But you know, we reviewed the footage, and it was kind of funny. Like he bounced, like he jumped clear up into a tree and then came back down and ran down the hill. He was totally fine. But that was the first animal that I've shot at and missed, and I felt horrible.
Wait, with a bow too, like collectively,
yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, if we're talking like prairie dogs, and
like a big game animal.
Big game animal. That's the first thing I've ever shot at, big game animal wise, that I didn't get. So I don't know. I was pretty frustrated.
Though, right?
Yeah, it is. It's just. But for me, I think it was just the stress of everything, and then I didn't spend the time.
Yeah.
You know, so everybody out there, spend the time.
Yeah.
Make sure you're shooting your stuff. Like find excuses to do it for sure.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I would change about the hunt. Everything else was awesome. And I did a couple key things later that made me a lot more comfortable when I took that final shot. So,
dang. Okay, so that was day one then.
Yeah, that was day one. And we, you know, the other thing is we took quite a bit of stuff, like to maybe like camp out, and we weren't planning to stop there. We were going to go up into the saddle and over into the area where we lost the blonde bear. And he said he saw a really good boar over there. And I was like, oh, dude, well, I have an option of a big boar or a blonde bear, I might be tempted to take a blonde bear, even if it's a sow. It's just so cool.
Oh, your standards just changed.
Color before gender.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess the other thing is like, if it was alone, I don't know how to tell if it's a boar or not. But
yeah, that's true.
When I say I wanted a boar, I really did want a boar, but as long as it was like a solo bear that was big enough, I don't even know how you tell if it's a boar versus a sow, really. Unless you're looking like really mature ones. So
I think they have something underneath their legs that helps.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that though. Think you can?
Well, there's a lot of hair that covers that area. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you saw on your mountain goat.
It's because he lifted his leg up and was like, it's the only reason why I saw that.
Yeah, so that was day one, and we hiked clear up there, took a shot, and then just packed up and hiked all the way back out.
Oh,
and I was like, oh man, it's a ton of hiking. But yeah, that was day one. Pretty eventful for day one, and honestly, like at that point, I was like, well, I had my chance, So that was all around successful hunt. Like I'm going home happy, even if I don't punch my tag, because I had my opportunity.
Right,
So,
and
a lot of people don't get that opportunity.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
okay, so then rolling into day two.
And this is where I'm going to get. So day 2 is when we decided to camp out.
Like a spike camp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the other thing is like we had a lot of things to get together, and I'm trying to think like if somebody had to work, but we didn't even get going up the mountain until like after like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, so it's pretty late.
On day 2?
Oh yeah. Yeah, day 2.
Okay.
And so, and we hiked and packed in like a stove tent, and it wasn't a bad hike. It was a short hike. It was a little bit steep, but awesome glassing spot that looked over this huge area. Dude, when I tell you that Montana is beautiful, like it is so freaking beautiful. Like I try to convince my wife to move there. Like I'd be happy to move to Montana. And we finally got up to this spot with super heavy packs. And that's when we started glassing we found a bunch of bears over the highway in the opposite direction where we wanted to find them. But we came back over, and that's when we saw that. I don't know what to call her. The chocolate blonde bear. She was just
that works.
She was just amazing.
The bear with highlights.
Yeah, the bear with the
frosted tips.
The frosted tips is what we're calling her.
Just call her that, frosted tips.
Call her NSYNC.
My wife would appreciate that.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, that was it though. That's all we really saw. And we camped out, freaking laughed our butts off all evening. The next morning, and Mark's son came up, and he had a tag as well. And anyway, so going into day 3, we were just we glassed all morning at that spot, and we just didn't see anything. Saw a mountain lion. We saw bighorn sheep. We saw gobs of elk all over.
Did you try to do anything about that mountain lion?
No. And I think you have to have a tag.
And no one had a tag
in Montana. Yeah, I don't think anybody had a tag.
Dang.
But it was one of those quick. He saw it. It walked through like a little opening, and then none of us could pick him up again.
Yeah.
So, and that was kind of the other thing about bear hunting is like there's some really thick areas, and so it just took time. Like, and you could glass an area and then glass over here, and then a bear could have been right where you were just glassing and walked through right where you're just looking, and you're just gonna miss it. And so it's just a game of glassing for real. And thankfully Mark is just loves glassing, lives on the glass, which the more I hunt, the more I love glassing. If I can stay awake. Sometimes it's just so relaxing. I need to drink some caffeine when I glass, but I really, really do enjoy glassing. If you like that, then bear hunting is gonna be right up your alley. So it takes a lot of glassing.
Yeah. We just need to get you to get a pair of those SIG stabilized.
Oh, dude, I'm sold. I mean, I'm also sold to the point where I'm just like, man, maybe I should save And maybe get the Swaro edition, because the Swaro ones are supposedly better.
The spotting scopes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their stabilization is crazy. I just saw some comparisons and they look really good.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd be happy with SIG too.
You need binos first, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is, I think it's confirmed, they have range finding image stabilized binoculars on the way. So
who?
First, hearing it first from
SIG
you
does?
right now.
Really?
Yeah, we know a rep that said it's coming. So we'll see. So that's the other thing is like
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I'm definitely so that's kind of been my other thing.
I got a pair of stabilized binos to sell you.
Do you need two? Pair for your truck.
Nope, I'm waiting for the range finding ones. So the outfitter that we go through in South Dakota for our mule deer hunts, he absolutely has sold me on getting range finding binoculars. Because a lot of the terrain over there is so cool. But he said if it wasn't for range finding binoculars, like I don't know how many, but a lot of deer never would have been harvested. Because in that terrain, a lot of times you're just looking at antler tips, waiting. They'll sit and bake in the sun for hours until this deer just stands up. And when it stands up, you have a moment to capitalize. So they're ranging antler tines and shooting right when it stands up. So, and I was like,
you can do that with a rangefinder. So,
well, but the problem is like, a lot of those rangefinders, like the power on them is what? 1x, like, and there's just a little teeny.
Usually,
how do you know if you're
4 or 6?
I mean,
but
yeah, I guess.
Are we talking archery or rifle?
Yeah, archery.
Well, then you're within bow range anyway, right?
Yeah, but like trying to, like, if all you can see is a tine and like the grass and stuff that's up there, like how do you know where you're not ranging like a little bush like a couple yards in front of it or something right behind it. So with the range finding binos, you're punched in far enough that you can know exactly what you're ranging. He says it's been all the difference in the world.
The argument is making sense to me. Depends on the laser, though. That's where I think it doesn't matter.
Well, and again, it's for me, it's just a different style of hunting too, right?
Yeah.
Like I've only been there twice, right? And so, it's completely different mule deer hunting for me. So I trust the guy.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, the argument
they kill some great deer on that property. So it's like if he says like that's been a game changer for him and his clients, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm learning to listen to a lot of these outfitters. Like,
yeah, I know it, right? And the magnification argument makes sense.
Yeah,
right.
It's the laser position.
It boils down to the laser position on how well you range, and that can be done with the handheld or binos.
Because like one thing with the handheld, though, I remember Jeremiah was ranging, and his when he was talking about the sheep.
That's right.
Because in a rangefinder handheld, you do have a I don't know what, 1.5 inches. Yeah, maybe.
Probably. Yeah.
So depending, your laser might be hitting high or low from what what I mean. Range finding binoculars, I think it depends on the laser,
where that laser's coming from.
But I could see the argument as well. The other thing too is not just down this rabbit hole. I've been telling him this is like I like the idea of range finding binoculars, but for archery hunting, it's so much easier to have. Like if you're getting in close, are there times where you want like 4 to 6x? You don't need to be that high end. Whereas if you're only archery hunting with binos, that's also, in my opinion, more movement where you have to open a chest like bino thing, pull it out, range, and then put it back. Whereas the hand is. So I think there's trade offs for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's always the argument, and I think that's why there will always be range finding binos and just standard rangefinder. It's just personal preference, and I think at this point I've kind of talked myself into like a lot of the hiking sites. It's a little bit less weight. I'm already taking binos. Why not combine the two? And
I don't.
And a lot of the deer hunting that I've done, like I do see where I think the binos would have been a little bit more of an advantage.
Yeah.
I wonder if it is less weight though, because there's a lot of tech that go into those binos that make them a lot heavier.
I don't know.
I bet it's pretty close to 6s.
I don't know.
But it's less on your chest, not weight, but less like bulk
stuff. Yeah.
You don't need an extra pocket.
You don't need that. Well, I guess they probably. One thing I will say I do love about SIG is that they use the standard AA battery.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, I do like that.
Shout out to SIG Sauer. Like that is, you guys, we love you for that.
Yeah. They recommend
everybody
a beefier
everybody else
but it
take
takes
note.
the standard.
Yeah, it takes the standard.
Gosh.
The one thing about the Swaros is it's a rechargeable battery.
It is rechargeable.
Right, but it is proprietary.
Right.
It
so
is.
that's the
Which I
thing
don't
is
love
like,
that,
man, if
actually.
that dies, you have to recharge it. Like I think there's trade-offs each, right? You can pack in more AA's or you
Yeah.
pack in a charger that you can.
And it works so well that the battery life is not great.
It's true.
Like, it drains pretty quick.
Yeah.
But that's just the spotter. We have yet to see what or if they come out with
Range-finding
the binos and
I will say if SIG gets range-finding binos, though, I think for rifle hunting, I could see those being pretty game-changing.
if they put the if they put the ballistics in it.
Applied ballistics.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, and I was, I don't know. I mean, usually when I'm using a spotter or something, it's like, oh, I have a tripod. But even then, the wind is still.
Yeah.
And there's, I swear, the second I need to like look at something at distance, the wind always picks up right then and there. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unless you're carrying a super heavy spotter, right, which no one loves to carry,
which
a
I
super
do.
heavy spotter.
I regret it every time, but I do.
But if you carry a light one, then the wind affects it even more.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So having that stabilized is pretty sweet.
Yeah. And that's
a lot of money.
I just can't think of any scenario where having the option of the stabilizing feature isn't going to be a huge benefit.
Yeah.
The only thing as of now, and I'm assuming it's a weight thing, the highest zoom range that those go to is 40, and that's Swaro.
Yeah, it's not very high.
SIG's like a 13 to 32, I believe. And then the SIG, they have two different versions, the Swaro, their angled one goes to 40 and their straight is not.
But even then for me, though, I'm
high.
like, I can punch in farther with a more powerful scope, but I still feel like you'll see a cleaner picture with that stabilization.
This is just my opinion from my mountain goat hunt. I had that Vortex one that went with 39 power, and I was on a couple of those goats, 800 yards. Even the one that I shot at 376, I wish I would have had a higher zoom, more magnification with a bigger diameter objective lens on my spotting scope.
Yeah. And it's just because as you approach that top end, you give up a lot.
You do.
So if your top end is 65,
that is very true. I didn't think about that.
You can make it to 52 without giving up too much.
Exactly. And that was my trade-off that to his point, that's what I did not like about that in that situation. I wish I would have had a bigger spotter. But stabilization, think about stabilizing a 85 millimeter.
Heavy.
It's got to be heavy. Maybe. I don't know. The SIG binoculars are super light, though. Yeah, I haven't tried their spotting scope, so maybe not.
It's a little heavy, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I've never picked one up.
I could talk about glass.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so we'll get back to your bear hunt.
We can talk about lenses and
yeah. There's a lot that goes into that. Maybe we have an optics episode where we go through that. That'd actually be
we need
fun.
to bring on a professional, like somebody who just knows.
Let's get your SIG rep as soon as he gets those in.
We really should.
I'll reach out. Trent's sending the guy an email here shortly.
We should. We really should. But okay, so back to the bear hunt. You guys back in. You can't get to that frosted tips. You can't find that one.
Well, I mean,
and then you're on day three
there was
with
no
the sun.
There was no point going or
to try and find it. Yeah, it was how you saw the bears themselves.
Even if we saw it, like it just would have been more heartbreak.
But so then Mark's son came. Sorry, he showed up and he had attacked you. That's where you were at.
Yeah, and so we actually ended up we glassed that all morning. I feel like we saw everything except a bear, and then we decided to go back down and we drove to another area, looked at some new terrain. And we're like, hey, dude, like let's hit this place tomorrow. I think we should go check this out. So day 4, we go to a whole new area we've never been to. Mark has only checked it out on Onyx. I think maybe he had glassed a decent bear, like on one of the hillsides deep over in that area. But yeah, pretty much an unknown area, right? And we go in there and set up, and we're just walking. There's roads all over. And there's just like and
they're closed at that time point. So you're walking.
A lot of them are closed. Yeah. So like, you can drive up in there a decent ways, and then you'll run into a gate, and it's closed because it's muddy and they're lumber roads, right?
Yeah.
So
logging roads.
Logging roads. Yeah. Sorry. And anyway, which is fine, right? It just keeps more people out. And then. We went walking down this road and glassing, and I kind of posted up in an area that looked good, and then they kept going down until they found another good spot, and we were all we were all spread out on this road. And I just heard Mark over the radio, "We got one. Get down here." And we booked it down there, and it was a sow with a cub, but her cub was decent. Like it was probably maybe a month away, because the breeding season starts to kick off. Like,
early June.
Yeah,
about a month away from being chased off.
Yeah, so yeah, it was exactly that was kind of the thing. It was about a month away from being chased off, and they were like, "Hey, dude, like, you should shoot this. Like, you should shoot this bear." And it was a great setup. I mean, the bear was...
What color was she?
She was just black. She was jet black.
You were never going to do
She was pretty, though. She was a pretty bear. But, and it's just a personal thing. It was also a Sunday. And I kind of don't, I don't, like, I'll still go up and go outdoors and do stuff like that, but I didn't want to actually hunt or kill anything on Sunday. It's just a personal thing. And I had already kind of talked to Mark about that prior. I was like, "Hey, dude, like, if your son wants to shoot this bear, shoot this bear. Number one, I want a boar. This is confirmed a sow." I was also on the side of, like, even though it's not the rule in Montana, if a sow has a cub, I'm definitely not going to shoot it. Like, the bear has to be alone. And that would be the only way I would shoot a sow, probably because I wouldn't be able to tell that it was a sow versus a boar. But so anyway, they were like, his son was like, you seriously don't want to shoot this?" I was like, "No, dude, this is your bear." He's like, "Awesome." So sat down, shot that bear, and it was pretty cool. It was his first bear too.
Nice.
And yeah, she was a good bear. She was like over 120-ish pounds. But yeah, it was cool. It was kind of crazy, like cutting up a bear. They kind of, this is a little bit.
Yeah, they look like a human.
A little bit crazy. Yeah, they kind of, they do resemble. I mean, I don't know. I guess I've never seen, but like, other than like anatomy books and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely, it looked like you could have been like when you just see the meat in the chest cavity and all that. It's like, dude, the biceps look like human biceps. Like, dude, that does look like a human. It was kind of creepy. But
my dad grew up in Montana, and one of his neighbors shot a bear, and they called him and my grandpa, or they called my grandpa to go skin it, and the guy had it in his tub, and they were skinning it. And my dad, I always remember my dad was like, "I felt like we murdered somebody because it was like we were skinning a bear in this bathtub." Obviously, the guy was not the most hygienic person on earth, but I'll never forget that. My dad was like, just looked like a person sitting in a tub.
Well, and it's funny too, because Mark was just like, "Hey, heads up." He's like, "Once we start cutting into this, like, just so you know, it is going to look a little bit like you're cutting a human." I was like, "Really?" And it definitely did. It was a little bit,
creepy,
a little bit weird. Yeah. But yeah, and it was. I haven't seen anything caped out like that before, right? Like I've seen guys do like a shoulder mount for an elk or a deer, but yeah, I mean this one, like when you're caping something out, like you do the whole thing. And that was pretty cool to see, like, tubing the leg, and it was pretty cool to be a part of that, and kind of get that firsthand experience of what to do, what not to do, like. Definitely go slow. Like, be careful on this area because the skin's a lot thinner right here. And yeah, it's cool. I just have a lot more confidence going in to do something like that in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you shot your mountain goat, was that the first animal that you've done a full body thing on?
No, I've skinned a few animals for rugs.
Okay.
Like elk, I've done it for. I did one for myself. I've done it for my uncle. But like I don't think it was a little different than when I did my full body on my mountain goat for sure. But I mean, it wasn't the first time I'd ever like gone down that way to be super careful and doing it. I've done it with coyotes and stuff too.
Yeah.
For hides, but
that's cool, man. I didn't know you'd done any of that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who it was. Was it maybe one of the Antler Tech guys? Who's just like, the advice that he gave, is, hey, if you shoot a little 2-point, forked horn deer, dude, practice.
Yeah.
That's like, you only get a couple chances to do that kind of stuff. Take full advantage of what you have. Like, practice doing maybe not like a full like
full body.
Full body.
Yeah,
But like
full body.
caping maybe, or like caping.
Yeah,
the
at least
like-
practice caping on like a smaller buck, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
get your practice in. So anyway, it was really cool. And yeah, he just his little boy is he's a beast. Like he's gonna be like the most epic hunter ever. He's the next Cameron Haynes. You know, like having a dad like Mark though, it's almost expected.
If
So
he was the next Cameron Haynes, though, he would have done it with a bow. So
yeah, well he's not even. Gosh, he's like not even maybe a freshman in high school. Like he's still pretty fresh into everything, but he's obsessed with hunting.
Good.
So yeah, it was good to see.
Okay. So that's day 4. He gets his bear,
Yeah.
cape it out, get it off the mountain, I'm assuming.
Yep.
What's Montana's rule on the meat? Take it all? Take what you want, leave the rest?
My thing was like, yeah, we're taking everything. So
Sure, but what's the rule?
I think at that time of year, you have like I think there's certain times of year where you have to take the hide and like all the meat. Like I'd have to. I didn't really read into it because I was like, I know I'm taking everything.
Okay.
I didn't really care what it was. I knew I was going to have everything I needed. So, but yeah, we took everything, like tenderloins, like the whole thing. So,
yeah,
nice.
They're small. Those tenderloins are,
I'm sure,
teeny.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool.
Okay. And then into day 5, that ended day 4.
Yeah, that ended day 4, and day 5 we're like, hey, let's go. We literally had just we hadn't even gotten close to where we wanted to go. We literally just barely started into the new area we wanted to go check out. And so we drove up and we took a little bit of a different turn and we went a couple mountainsides over and started getting deep into there. And we set up Mark's son, Lorenzo. We stayed up top, started a fire, and we were going to glass this other side. And Matt and Mark jumped down to go down this canyon because there was a grassy area. And that's another thing, like springtime, you're looking for like fresh green grass.
Yeah.
That's where the bears are headed. And from what I understand, they are quick to the grass because they want to, this is kind of gross, but they get their plug out. Like when they're during hibernation, like everything in their guts kind of like plugs up.
Yeah.
And so they eat the grass because it's like really high in fiber and everything. And it helps them to pass that first.
It's like a bunch of Fiber One bars.
Plug. Yeah. Their first poop of the season, they call it the plug. But yeah, so, and that's the other thing, like, you know, you're looking in certain types of areas, like where we were finding the bears was like pretty cliffy, you know, shaded areas. And yeah, with grass nearby. I mean, every bear I saw, like, and we got to watch bears for quite a while. That was one of the coolest parts, is we got to just observe them for a long time. And it looked like they were just eating everything, right? Like anything and everything. It's like they were sampling all sorts of stuff, but they really hone in on those like grassy spots, and they'll hit them and go other places and then come back. And anyway, but they saw some really pretty grassy areas, so they went down to go check that out. And as they started to go down, they glassed up over in our area where we were glassing, and I had just panned through a spot, and I was coming back, and he came over the radio. He was like, "Hey, we got one. It's over on your guys' side." And I was literally like an inch away from seeing that bear when he said that, because it was like, as he was telling us, I was like, "Oh, there it is. I see it too." And from a distance, it looked like a giant. I was amped.
You were pumped.
Oh, dude. It was like tall and lanky looking. And anyway, we hurried and kind of started heading down there. And he's like, "Dude, that looks like a good bear." And I'm like, "I'm just jacked, dude." And
how far away was it when you first saw it?
He was probably, I don't know. He was probably 3/4 of a mile.
Okay, not bad.
So yeah, and there were so many logging roads that we literally had 2 options to pick, and there was one that took us literally right to the base of where he was.
That's nice.
Yeah, and we were road hunting, But yeah, we started making the trek over there, and we were getting closer and closer. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, it's really hard to tell this time of year because they're more skinny. He's like, it might look more lanky because he's skinny, and he might not be that big of a bear. And I was like, oh, dude, don't tell me that. Come on. But it's our last day. It's my first bear, and yeah, we kind of get up close, and he's just like, yeah, he's a younger bear. He's decent. He's probably like a 3-year-old, right? Like, not a giant, but respect. Like, he's absolutely a legal bear, right?
Yeah,
hanging out by himself. And from what we could tell, it definitely looked like it was a boar. Again, I guess I couldn't explain exactly why, but it did look a little bit different from all the sows we had seen. I was like, I don't know if it was just because he was more lanky or what, but it definitely looked different. So,
yeah,
it was kind of a crazy setup. That was, it was exciting, but it was like a nightmare because the road took us like right to where he was, and then he was like straight up, and it was way more vertical than we thought it was. And so I cannot get the gun on him. Like, there was just no options. I was like the trees were like really skinny. Like, there was nothing I could like stand against. Like, we're stacking packs on the road, and the butt of the gun is on the road. Like, it was.
And how far away is he from you when you guys are doing this?
He's 300 yards.
Okay.
And so I'm laying down in like slush snow and soaking wet from my chest to my toes, and just trying to get on. Like, it took everything to even find him at that angle. And I was just like, dude, I don't feel comfortable with a shot. Like, they're like, well, let's move. Like, let's get up the hill. Let's get on the other hill and try to, get over. And this is where I kind of want to talk a little bit about like bears are different, right? Like, we couldn't have done this with deer or elk. Like, they would have heard us. They would have seen us. Like, this is where I learned a lot about bear hunting and bears. First of all, their noses are unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That, and if I was going to offer any advice to anyone who doesn't know a lot about bear hunting, like, bears live and die with their noses. In a way, like, elk are kind of like that too, right? Like, an elk will see you, and until they smell you, or just like, unless you do something that really just alarms them, like, a lot of times if an elk sees you, he won't bust out of there. If he smells you, he's gone.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's almost like they don't trust their eyes or their ears nearly as much as they trust their noses.
Yeah.
So I think elephants are like the number one. They have like the number one sense of smell. Like, they can smell water 12 miles away or something like that.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
There's all sorts of different like ways
to like that.
Makes sense.
They base it off like the amount of, oh gosh.
I can young.
Come on, young Jamie.
Yeah, young Jamie.
He's gonna young Jamie this. It's a new verb. Instead of I Google it to be like, I can Jamie that.
But they, bears, their sense of smell is like 7 times that of a bloodhound. Right?
Yeah,
like,
I've heard that.
And I think like it's like elephants and then bears and then dogs when it comes to like powerful sense of smell. And they all have like there's different things about it. Right? Like,
yeah.
Their sense of smell is they use it differently, I guess I would say. But bears kind of like from what something that was explained to me is like they see the world through their nose. Like, they're like where they live, they can keep track of like, oh, hey, this bear, I know who this bear is, and he walked through this area 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Right. Like
they tell time with their nose.
Yeah. They tell time. Yeah. Like, everything is like based off, their noses are so incredible. Like, they'll know like, okay, in their area, they have like, oh, hey, there's, I know that there's a dead animal over here. I've got fresh grass over here. They can even smell like, okay, the sugar levels in like berries and stuff like that. Like, when they're ripe.
Crazy.
right? Like they'll hold off on certain areas until like it's more ripe. It's just crazy. So if you have the wind, you're pretty much good because their sense of hearing is better than ours for sure, especially because it's directional. But their eyesight is about what ours is. And some people say that it's worse. They're more like nearsighted because they focus on like eating berries and they have got their snout, like their noses and stuff like this far away from their face all the time. But I was impressed with how much noise we could make and how much we could move around with the bear in plain sight almost, right? We were trying to be sneaky, but
making more noise than you thought you were.
Yeah, dude, if it had been a mule deer or an elk, we never would have got away with that.
Yeah.
And so, and it could also be a little bit more about that time of year, right? Like they are focused on eating and, you know,
chasing tail eventually.
Yeah, maybe they don't care as much, but I was blown away with how much we were able to communicate with each other and move around, being, you know, under 300 yards from that animal,
that bear.
Right? Oh, do you have something?
I'm just fact checking you. You're absolutely right about elephants smelling water sources 12 miles away.
Holy cow.
I know a thing or two because
some stuff.
I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two.
And then, it says polar bear on here too, but it might apply to all bears because black bear facts seem pretty similar to the polar bear, but they say, this is interesting. So scientifically, elephants possess the highest number of receptor genes of any single species.
Receptors, that's the word I was looking for.
And smell water 12 miles away. A bear, polar bear and black bear, can smell food
way farther.
20 miles away.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's impressive.
And that's what's like weird is it's like, so like how can an elephant have like the most powerful sense of smell, but they can smell water 12 miles away, but a bear can smell.
Water smells.
Yeah, water doesn't smell like a rotting carcass.
Well,
I guess,
and it's not. They have more receptors, but
a bear's
receptors might be stronger. That doesn't necessarily mean they have a stronger sense of smell.
Yeah.
They just have more receptors, unless it clarifies
the thing it calls out, and I don't understand because I'm not a biology major. So the elephant has 2,000 receptors, so the most in a single species. But the bears have where's the word? An olfactory bulb.
Yeah, that's large.
Whatever that means. It must be whatever like tells you what the scent is. It's 5 times larger than a human, which allows them, they have 100 times more internal nasal surface, 2,100 times stronger than a human scent, 7 times better than a bloodhound scent. They can locate ripe berries from miles away.
Yeah, but that's
impressive.
But that's the key thing, ripe. Like ripe, they can tell.
Yeah, as soon as it starts to
they can register the sugar level. Is what I read. Is
that'd
the
be
sugar
dangerous for humans? We could be like, oh yeah, crumble cookies just came out. They're cookies from the oven. They're ripe.
Yeah,
if humans had that.
Jay, you would say that.
There's some ripe cookies down the street.
The other just popped out some brownies.
The other funny thing is
what does that smell?
They're talking about how bears will. Hikers can leave out a pack that doesn't have any food in it, but bears can smell the pack and they associate pack with humans and food. And so bears will come into a pack or a cooler that doesn't even have food in it, but they'll smell the cooler and go and investigate.
And that doesn't surprise me.
It's just
based on those facts. That's cool though.
It's just crazy. Yeah. Like how powerful their noses are, right? Like, anyway, but like that was kind of a thing is like, you know, that we just got to sit there and watch the bear for a long time. Which was actually kind of cool.
While you were moving?
Yeah.
Too?
So we moved up onto the hillside and found a really cool, like, I mean, I think it'd been cut like from logging, like found a tree that was like perfect height. I was able to just stand behind it, set my pack on top of it. And it was just kind of like perfect. And then we just sat there for a long time, just watching my bear. He was just chilling. Like he had been eaten and it was time for a nap. So he just kind of laid down
dirt
in this
nap.
Yeah, a dirt nap. He was just kind of hanging out, just loafing around, laying down, stood up, stuck his tongue out a little bit. And it was the hardest part was getting somewhere on the hill where I could get and like see him and his vitals. And their vitals are in a little bit of a different position, but I didn't have to worry about any of that because when I shot him, he was standing up and he was straight on, which was kind of a cool shot.
When you say standing up, like 2 legs, 4 legs,
2 legs, yeah,
that's cool.
2 legs, just kind of standing up.
Just because he had seen you, or he was stretching, or like why was he? Why do you think he stood up?
He did not care about us. I mean, I think we were like 240.
You think he saw you?
I don't know. I don't think he ever saw us.
And he couldn't smell you.
But we had been there for so long, and Mark was getting sick. He started getting a really bad headache, and he just was not feeling good. And I think some people around him, maybe I can't remember, but he'd been around some people that were pretty sick, and he was coming down with something pretty hard. And he was like, the first time in my life I've ever seen Mark like somewhat impatient, right? And like
he's like, kill this bear.
Not his normal like just high on life, like crazy positive dude. If you don't have him being super positive in your ear, something's wrong. So he wasn't feeling very good, and so we were kind of trying to. I don't like to ever push the situation or force an animal to do anything, right? Like, I don't like to whistle or throw rocks or anything like that to make an animal stand up or anything like that. I was fine to just wait, We had plenty of time, but Mark was feeling it, and so I think they started doing like elk calls and all sorts of stuff to get this bear's attention, and he just did not care. So we ended up just kind of having to wait around for a little bit, and which was really good for me. So at this point, I still hadn't taken another shot through the gun past what I had already missed that other bear. And with all this time that I had to like set up and practice, I just emptied the gun, and I just did a couple dry fires. So I would just, and that's like, I had already done a little bit of research on Google. I was like, dude, why is the scope not, like, I cannot see, it just keeps going dark. Like, I cannot find a good spot. Yeah. And it's just like, hey, like on that scope, like tone it down. If you can not be zoomed in all the way, like your sight picture will be a little bit better. Like your relief will be better.
Yeah.
And so I toned that like half of what it was. And I could see everything better. I could see the crosshairs better. Like everything was so much better. And so that was awesome that I was able to get that part fixed. And then I just sat there and I probably did like, I don't know, 8 or 9 dry fires. And that like helped me kind of know where the trigger was actually going.
That trigger break.
Right. Because he didn't have anything special with his trigger, right? Like he had a cool gun and a decent scope on it. And so, it was just, for me, just to get mentally where I needed to be to make a good shot, I just needed to just familiarize myself with the gun a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Still a little bit uncomfortable because it was a smaller gun, but it was good. And when the time came, made it count. So
nice.
Yeah.
Show it off.
Yeah, here he is. So he was maybe a little bit smaller than the sow that Lorenzo had killed the day before. So pretty cool little bear. First bear, it was a boar.
Was a boar, so you met that goal.
I was pretty dang stoked that it was a boar. Yeah.
That is
pretty cool.
Where's the tooth they took?
So yeah, that's kind of the other thing with Montana. You have 48 hours to, you have to, we had an E-tag. And so you have to do the E-tag there when you shoot your bear.
Yeah.
And then you have 48, you have to get back, you call in and give all this information. And then you have 48 hours to bring it into a location where they will extract, I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's like the secondary, it's right behind I don't know. I have to show.
Right behind the upper canine.
Yeah, right behind the upper canine. I'll have to show the camera a little bit.
And they take it on one side or both sides?
Just one side. But it's crazy. Like it looked like just a smaller version of this, and then on the other side, it does not look like that at all. So I think they found the better one and they took the better one. So I was like, come on, take this little thing right here, you know? But yeah, I mean, and I have to say, like, one of the coolest parts about it, like, again, was the company that you're with. Like, I had so much fun with Matt and Mark, and I got to stay, like, other than the night that we stayed in the tent, which was so much fun. I got to stay with his parents, like their parents, and like they're the coolest people ever. They're so nice. They had this super awesome place, and every night when I came home, like I had this awesome bedroom. I slept better at their house than I do in my own home. So it was like
it's because you didn't have to wake up your kids.
It was it was like this. It was like a 5-star hotel. Like, it was great. And they're like, I'm pretty sure like full blood Italian. They're just so awesome. They're making awesome food, and they had this huge massage chair, like those like $10,000 massage chairs. He got like a really good deal on it. He's like, of course. And he had it set up in his living room. So every night if we were done hiking, I'd go sit in this massage chair and just freaking melt into it. I fell asleep in it one time. Thankfully, I woke up like an hour and a half later. I was like, oh, I gotta get in bed. I can't sleep in this all night. But yeah, dude, Matt and Mark's, I'd just stay up with their dad and watch Seinfeld and just chill out in this massage chair. It was so super cool. So grateful to them. If they ever listen to this, I freaking love you guys. I look forward to hopefully coming out and doing that again. So
his dad probably hated you taking his massage chair, ruining
every
his
night.
Oh, dude, I mean, I don't think so. Like, because he was just out there, and I was like, "Hey, you mind if I join you?" He's like, "Oh no, get in the massage chair, dude." So
every night, hey, do you mind if I join you? No, massage chair. That's what bro's really going for.
That would be pretty nice after hiking.
Nice, yeah.
Every time we were on the mountain, I was like, "Yeah, dude, that massage chair's kind of calling my name. Are you guys ready to go back?" But anyway, and this is pretty cool. Like, this is the first skull I've ever had done with beetles. So it's kind of,
it looks really good.
Yeah.
And, you broke it.
No, I didn't break it, but I also kept all the, like, so we caped him out, not caped him out. We,
you rugged him out.
Rugged him out is the right term. And I wasn't going to do anything besides like just a euro, right? And so I donated the hide to a taxidermist to do whatever they wanted to do with it. And, but I did request to keep all the claws.
Oh, that's cool. Get them for your kids.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my boys were freaking so stoked today when I gave it to them. And my little girl went and grabbed one, and she was wearing it.
Nice.
Well, like, it was just cool. Like, his wife made these cool little necklaces.
Oh, yeah, that is cool.
Those
turned out cool.
Because she knew I was going to give them to kids. Yeah.
Yeah, those turned out cool.
Those are sweet, yeah.
But kind of cool. Like,
she did a good job.
Yeah, she did. If anybody needs.
The cool thing that I like about bear claws, because I've got a couple, is like when you look in this slit right here, it almost looks hollow.
Yeah, and I actually was trying to figure out why it was hollow, and they're just like, it may look hollow, but it's not. And I was like, this looks pretty hollow. But it's made of like fingernail, just like humans.
Yeah.
And I think it's just.
Yeah, that's
I think
definitely
it just kind
a
of
hole.
Right? Yeah.
It's a hole.
Hollow, but there's space in there.
There's some space.
I don't know if there was
hollow all the way through, but
I don't know if there was like actual like flesh there before, maybe something. But
no, I like up in here. No,
this isn't big enough, but it makes me think of.
It almost looks like a fingernail that's just like wrapped really tight.
It scares the kid.
Here's the creepy part, though. You think about that, like that could mess you up.
Oh yeah, this would seriously.
But you think about a grizzly that's like 4 times bigger than that.
Well, and
you are screwed if you meet one of those.
The other thing is grizzly's claws are different from black bear claws. So black bear's claws are more designed for
climbing trees and
stuff. Yeah, climbing.
Getting
and,
away from grizzly claws.
Yeah. Grizzlies are more designed for digging, is what they said. So.
Yeah. Digging and ripping into flesh.
Right. Well,
destroying.
And somebody could maybe correct me on this, but another thing that I heard a difference between black bears and grizzly bears. Number one, grizzly bears are just more aggressive. They just are, right? Like you run into a black bear in the wild, in most cases, the black bear is just going to boogie, and most cases a grizzly bear probably would too, but grizzly bears are much more aggressive, but they're also a lot more, like they want to conserve calories a lot more. They don't want to expend as much energy as compared to like a black bear for whatever reason. Could be because of their diets or who knows. But per attack, black bears are more deadly than grizzly bears.
Yeah.
Because grizzly bears they say if you curl up and play dead with a grizzly bear, it'll leave you a lot quicker. It'll maul you or whatever, and then it'll leave, and it'll go a ways away and wait for you. Like if you're still alive, it'll just wait for you to bleed out or die on your own, versus them exhausting more energy to make sure that you're dead. Where a black bear, before it leaves, it will like go back and bite your skull to finish you off for sure before they walk away.
Yeah.
So
that's why they tell
I don't know if that's 100% true, but that's what I had heard.
What's that adage they always say? If it's a black bear, fight, and if it's a grizzly, play dead.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but anyway, that was pretty cool. And I also brought bear meat, which I think we should maybe talk about this too, because the reason that I was not all that interested in bear hunting at all is because
you can get trichinosis from that.
Trichinosis. Well, yeah, but I mean, even before then, when I was younger, I didn't know I'd never heard trichinosis, right?
Yeah.
And I just heard like, yo, it'll make you sick. Like, you don't eat bear meat. Like it's bad. Like they eat trash and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, but yeah, then when I heard like, oh, hey, it's just how you prepare it and all that stuff. Like, it's like, all right, cool. But yeah, don't read about trichinosis. It's like, it doesn't get you excited to try the meat at all. But
not at all. Tyler and I thought about that too when we went bear hunting. It was like, trichinosis.
Yeah, because we went to Idaho and they don't require you to take anything.
Yeah, some places don't require you to take the meat at certain times of the year, though.
Really? In Idaho, it's all year round.
I know. I mean, at least in Montana, certain times of the year you're required to take different things. So
like fall versus spring or something like that with bear tag.
But yeah, I got bear meat and Juniper.
Juniper did it?
Yeah, Juniper did it.
Good old Josh. If you guys haven't listened to the Juniper podcast with Juniper Meat Processing, you guys should. That was a good one.
He's such a good dude. I really like Josh. Yeah, dude.
So is this salami?
Yeah. And I know Josh is going to listen to this, so I don't want to say anything bad, but I do kind of wish I would put the cheese in it.
That's on you. That's
not on you. It is on me. On Josh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Dude, I did jalapeno cheddar for my mountain goat salami with him. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so this is just jalapeno.
Oh yeah, the jalapeno cheddar is amazing.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, man, I
you should have done that.
But. I think the thing for me is like, my kids like it. My wife likes it. I think because I smelled the bear and when we were like, skinning him and everything. I don't know. I think that kind of has a little bit affected.
So you're like, I don't know if I can eat this.
I'm learning on this podcast. I was like, man, I need to really work on my mental toughness, like with everything, it seems like. But anyway, yeah, I just brought some so we could try it. So I actually think it's really good. And
Josh has to promise me I'm not going to get trichinosis from this.
Yeah, I think he cooked it like hotter and a little bit longer than what it's even required. So I've been eating this for a little while now.
All right.
I still feel great.
I checked you on Montana.
What does it say?
You are always required to salvage all 4 quarters above the hock, the loins, and the back straps. The only time you can discard it is if you have it tested and it tests positive for trichinella, which is the parasite that causes trichinosis.
Yeah, and once you have them, then it's...
But you have to take it out. You have to take all the meat.
In both seasons?
Yeah, it doesn't discriminate against seasons.
What does it say about hide?
doesn't say.
I would assume
I only
you're not
asked it about the
required
meat.
about the hide though, because the hide doesn't have anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Typically, most states are just like, yeah, you got to take the meat because that's what you're harvesting.
Yeah, which is
Hide
unlike
isn't really-
Montana, Idaho does not require hunters to salvage any black bear meat.
That's crazy.
But you are it is mandatory to take the hide and the skull to have them checked in Idaho.
That's interesting.
You have to take hide and skull at Idaho. You can leave all the meat behind.
And the opposite in Montana. All right, we're trying this. Here we go.
I've already tried it. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, he tried it on our turkey hunt. Oh, I got a jalapeno. Oh. What do you think?
Is that a worm?
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
It's pretty good.
It's much better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it is.
So the other thing is,
It is, yeah.
and Josh can correct me, but I don't think there's anything else. This is just bear.
Well, go back and listen to his podcast, and unless you told him to mix it with something, he cannot legally mix it with anything.
Yeah, this is just bear.
Yeah.
And he was explaining that bear meat is typically sweeter.
It is.
So I had sausage made. The sausage is way better than this, in my opinion. I haven't tried the burger yet.
Yeah, but this doesn't even taste gamey or anything. Like, it just
No.
tastes like salami.
But like a sweeter salami,
Mhm.
and then it has a jalapeno kick.
Yeah, I feel like if it had the cheese, it would have just had another
Yeah.
better layer.
I don't know if you can
Or
get
a
better
few
than
more jalapenos.
elk salami, though. That's still my favorite.
Oh yeah.
This is.
It's good, though.
If you had never told me this is bear, I never would have guessed.
Yeah. I actually really like it. I definitely think I'd probably do the cheese.
Yeah, should have done the cheese. Hopefully people don't mind us chewing into the microphones.
ASMR.
Right? We just wanted to try to hear it on the pod live so people can know that we actually ate it.
Yeah. But it's the sausage is really good. I'm a big fan of the sausage. And he said you could make like a maple sausage, but he's like, dude, with bear meat being so sweet, I don't know if I would add the maple.
Yeah.
So
Could see that.
I don't know, man. I would say add the maple.
So you add.
you want a
Did you
breakfast
make a
sausage.
breakfast sausage? I know we talked about that. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's solid. Make it with
Yeah.
eggs.
it's good.
Put it in your
my
omelet.
my kids love it. My neighbors love it.
Do your neighbors know?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I think I love experimenting with like my last deer I made pastrami, and that was killer.
Yeah.
And I just happened to see it in a video on Facebook right before the hunt, and I was like, oh, if I get a deer, I'm doing pastrami. Like, I got to try it. I just have to. And it turned out so stinking good.
Yeah.
Like, I think every year when I shoot something, I'm going to be like, I'm just going to try something different with it.
Might as well, right?
Yeah.
And that's what kind of makes it interesting too. is different recipes and everything. So
Yeah. I will say though, like I had my first bull elk that I killed. I had a bunch of salami made, and that was the best salami.
yeah, I
Dude.
love elk salami.
It was
Anything
so-
elk
it was
based.
I
so
just
good.
love elk. Yeah.
I had elk tenderloins tonight for dinner. It was great.
Right.
You still have tenderloin left?
I had one.
Wow.
Tonight you did?
Mhm.
Jeez, Dan.
I made tenderloin for myself.
I
And
brought you some meat. Here we are. You could have brought some of that here for us. Jeez, dude.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, you like
All
it?
right. So you're going to do it again?
Yeah. Are you
You
going to go on another one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, and I'm hoping that I can get Trent and Will to come out there again. So the other thing is, now that I've killed one, I definitely want to get a bigger one. And now that I've tasted the meat, I definitely want more meat too. Like, I kind of want to hold out for a bigger
Did
bear.
you can any of it?
That's the other thing. I want to can. I've heard canned bear meat tastes so good.
I've heard that too. I'm always skeptical of meat that comes from canned
I am
stuff.
too.
And I am too.
I don't know why. I
but-
just am.
Yeah. I've just
Like-
heard, and I can imagine like with the flavor that you get out of this
Yeah.
versus other things, like I could see where maybe it is just awesome. I've heard canned antelope is
Mm.
like amazing.
I don't even really like Vienna sausages. Meat that comes from cans is sketch.
If you can it yourself though, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'd try it.
I really want to hold out for a boar. Again, if
Well,
I
you already
can,
checked
but
that box.
A bigger
Now you just
bigger
gotta-
boar.
What color was he?
Yeah, unless there's like a color phase of some kind, then I'm just like, okay,
What color was this one?
he was just black.
Yeah. Now it's time to shoot whatever color you want.
Yeah, and we have Matt was kind of, I brought all my camera set up because Matt was going to try to experiment filming, and he did a pretty good job. I don't know if we'll be able to make a film out of it. I don't know about a film, right? But
Short.
we
film.
some
Yeah,
really
we could
good
do, like,
shots.
a
I'll try to
vlog type thing.
yeah,
Like
I'll
a
try to
short
include
story.
some shots in this, but gosh, dude, it was just so much fun. And it's such a cool time of year to go.
Dude,
that gets us in shape and ready for turkey hunting.
Meh.
Going turkey hunting
in
with me
shape
next year,
turkey
right?
hunting. That is the best. Honestly, I think that's the best part of bears and now turkeys, like, because it is such a long stretch from in Utah, end of November until middle of August again.
Right.
To be able to break that up in April, May.
You can hunt ducks till January.
That's true. They're just not the same as big game.
They're not
the
same.
It is fun to go blast some birds, but
I go hunt ducks till January.
To go hike around with a bow. I want to go.
Like, I bought a shotgun mostly for turkey hunting, but I was like, man, I want to go shoot some ducks and geese. Like,
that's what the first thing that we ever did was duck hunting, and I've stuck with it.
You could be unsupervised at the age of 16 in Utah for duck hunting, so we went every weekend and a lot of nights.
We could.
We burned through so many boxes of lead. Lead free.
Sorry.
Steel
shot. The cheap steel shot you could get at Walmart back in the day.
Oh, and it was so cheap back in the day.
Rather than like the $25 a box it is today or more.
You could buy a case for like $25 back then.
Right.
Yeah, but it is true. But it is intriguing. We've gone bear hunting. We haven't been successful yet, but I think we're going to pick it back up next year.
Yeah, well,
we took a break.
I don't know. And it's to hunt out of state in Montana, like it wasn't that expensive. I mean, it's nothing like in your home state, right? But, but it was.
But bear's relatively cheap for non-resident tags.
Yeah, I would say it's more affordable than any other big game animal.
I think
it probably is.
I think it was like $350, like total. I think I spent $460.
Yeah, that's
because you have to buy the state license stuff. Yeah,
fees. Yeah,
and we saw a total of 17 bears.
That's pretty good.
So that's pretty good. I know people that didn't even see more than 2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's including like cubs.
Yeah, right? Still.
But
it's a bear.
And I was only there for 5 days, and most days we didn't get out till like afternoon, right? Like
so lazy.
I wish we could have camped out more. It's just so fun. But yeah, like I'm a bear hunter now, man.
That's an awesome hunt.
I really do want to go.
Now you got to do it with your bow.
Probably every year. I will definitely get to that point. But I want to get a big bear. I want to can a bunch of bear meat. And I'm stoked.
Next time you got to do it with your own gun.
Oh, I will. Yeah. That's... again, like it was the perfect hunt other than me. Like I fumbled.
You made it work.
I wouldn't say it wasn't.
I tripped to the starting line, but I finished the race.
Yeah, but you also got to remember, dude. You got there eventually, right?
Yeah.
And nothing's perfect. It's all part of your story, right? Like that's the fun part, right? Did you miss? Yeah, but now think about it. You got your miss out of the way for your life.
Well, I just kind of carried
it that way.
I just kind of carried this weight the whole time. That I was just like, dude, I haven't done my enough to deserve to be here, right? That was just kind of I was like, man, I could have injured that first bear. And I was just like,
yeah,
I don't know, better every day, right? Like I'll never, ever find myself in that situation ever again.
That's what matters, right?
So,
because you took that, you learned from it, you'll do better.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Yeah. So,
and you got a bear. So,
man. I'm stoked. And my kids are beyond stoked.
Yeah. That's cool.
With their claws.
That's cool.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. I need to give that. I just followed that kid. I need to give him a shout out. He's so cool. But anyway. Yeah.
Nice.
Right on.
Cool story. Great job, first time bear hunter.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah, no,
right, like
you wouldn't have done it on your own. But.
Yeah, it took having a guy who put in a lot of work. Just because I mean, in both Matt and Mark, like I don't know if they both had tags or they were anyway. But like, yeah, I mean, they hunt them all the time on their own anyway. So they would have been out there hunting bears with or without me.
Yeah,
so
and that
I'm
helps.
Just grateful I got to tag along.
Yeah, it does help to have somebody that knows what they're doing, though.
Yeah. So and it's yeah, it was so much fun. And again, it was pretty cool to go hound hunting right before that too.
That is cool.
Like that was a whole other level of, that is a lifestyle, man.
Yeah, those houndsmen, man, they have a whole nother type of
level
of animal there.
They have to take those dogs out like
run them all the
like
time.
3 times a week. Like it's a lot. And it's pretty dang cool.
It is cool.
It was fun.
I mean, get a houndsman on the podcast.
Yeah, well, he'll definitely come on. He's such a cool dude. It was a lot of fun. So it was just kind of crazy to go from like 0 bear to like in a month. I got to go on a hound hunt, filming bear hunting and mountain lion hunting, right? Like, and then a week later, I'm on my own hunting bear. You know, completely different spot and stock versus the hounds taking them and training them. So, but
that's cool.
Yeah, we should get him on. I'll make a call.
We will. Okay.
So
sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Great job, Britt. Nice job on your bear hunt, and good job, Calderon Brothers, for helping him out.
There you go.
Yeah. So love you guys.
There you go. Right on. So.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Like, share, subscribe. We've never say that.
We've never said that. Is it subscribe or is it follow on Spotify? I think it's follow. Subscribe on YouTube though. To your point, we have YouTube. Like, subscribe, follow. Everybody, go do it.